So I'm so happy to see all of you again. Some people I haven't seen in a really long time, and it's just a joy. So thank you all for taking time out of your day to be here with me. Let's talk a little bit about just getting settled. So if you have a yoga mat, great. If you don't, that's okay too. If you are on a hardwood floor, I would definitely suggest that you put a blanket or something down to kind of cushion yourself in some way. And then you're just going to want to collect your props. So blankets, pillows. If you have yoga blocks, you can do that. And yeah, I just got a chat that when somebody couldn't hear me, so please, if you can't hear me, let me know on the chat box. Let me make sure that this is working. So I know there's a couple different ways to do it. See if do you see 3 dots anywhere? Click on that. And then do you see anywhere where it says speaker or gallery? What else do you see on your screen? Okay, let's get out of that, and then what else do you see on there? Is there anywhere that you see to pin a video? Shoot. Look at everybody else. Yeah, look around and see. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, and thank you, Tammy. I'll let her know. Click the red dot in participants and it will go away. Or click on the pic of me. Okay, we'll try all those options. Okay, so you just want to make sure that you've got all of your props close by. So I suggested bringing some pillows with you, some blankets, a bath towel. If you happen to have yoga blocks or yoga bolsters, you could also keep those close by as well. Okay. All right, so I sent you all a handbook for today's class. And if you printed that out, great. If you didn't, you can always look at it on your computer. I think it'd be great to have this handbook printed out if you choose to do that so that you can take notes. And then ideally be able to reference back to your notes so that you can integrate some of these practices into your daily life. Okay. And then a couple other ideas there in terms of pinning the video. Lots of people had some suggestions. If you click the red dot in the participants section, that can help it so that I'm on the speaker side of things. Or somebody else suggested that you could click on the pic of me or my video, and that might help too. Or just listen to my voice. We're all in this technology challenges together. it's a daily process for me to navigate all the technology pieces. Okay, so again, welcome. We still have some people popping in. Welcome to the Rest and Restore Workshop. I am so excited to share this with you. I've spent a great deal of time on putting this together, and this work really reflects a lifelong practice for me. I started doing yoga when I was 5 years old, actually, with my mom, and I still have, very clear memories of laying on our living room floor, practicing some of these meditation and relaxation practices. And as I grew up, I really leaned into my yoga practice to help me navigate my life and to help me manage stress. And, it's turned into my purpose in my life. So I feel really blessed for that. We are going to be doing Kundalini yoga today and restorative yoga. Kundalini yoga is in a lot of ways considered a science. I used to go to this studio in college that I absolutely loved. It was like going to church for me. The reason people call Kundalini a science is because there's a pretty dramatic shift that can happen in people's just energy, their mood, their physical aliveness with the practice of Kundalini. There's so much I could say about that, but I'll leave that to another workshop. Restorative yoga is such a beautiful practice for calming and soothing the nervous system, which is really what we're going to be talking about today, is how stress impacts the nervous system, impacts the physical body. Okay? And in my practice, I work with people who have chronic pain, have chronic illnesses, and through movement and nutritional therapy and lifestyle changes, and then also different functional, gastrointestinal, and hormone tests. I help to educate people so that they can really help themselves and start to feel better. And of course, stress is a huge, huge part of every kind of chronic condition. So these practices are just go-tos that you can keep in your tool chest from here on out. Okay, so when we're talking about stress, we want to kind of break that down a little bit into the organs that we're looking at. So if you go through your handbook, you'll see that there's a page there on the HPA axis. So the HPA axis stands for your pituitary, your adrenals, and your hypothalamus. So what we're looking at here is how the brain is interacting with the glands that actually produce stress hormones. And here's where we see the interaction between how we are mentally perceiving our life and mentally perceiving the stress that we're going through, and how that impacts our physical body. And in this case specifically, the adrenals produce adrenaline, and as the brain is witnessing stress, it's sending messages to those glands telling them that they need to produce more hormones in order to deal with the stress that we are perceiving. So all of these practices today are meant to help kind of reverse that pathway, to help to calm the brain, calm then the endocrine system, and specifically the adrenals, so that there isn't this constant messaging going back and forth that there is an emergency. Okay. Also, the adrenals are very much one and the same with the immune system, and certainly the immune system is a pretty popular topic these days. So helping to conserve the energy of the adrenals for when there is actually an emergency versus, you know, at this point in our evolution as human beings, we can perceive, you know, being stuck in traffic as being an emergency. Our bodies don't really understand the difference between being stuck in traffic and the house burning down, okay? And so these physical practices are meant to help us complete the stress cycle, right, which I'm going to explain in much more detail as we go along today. We're going to go to the page tuning in, and this is really the format of which we're going to do all of our practices today. We're going to scan through the body, scan through the emotional body and the emotions, scan through the brain, and then also scan through your energy, okay, bringing all of those pieces together, with the ultimate goal of increasing our awareness of our breath, and then just increasing our awareness of our physical body, but also that energy of who we are that can't really be put into words, increasing our relationship and our awareness with ourselves. Okay. So let's lay down on our backs, and you just want to